My boys! Oh, my boys, my boys, my boys! We've got an issue. How's going everyone? This is the Anime Man. About a year ago, if you've been around on the channel, I did a particular video about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2016. And I specified a few points about it, mainly my distaste towards not only the nominees, but also the winners, and just how the entire thing was constructed. It wasn't very good. I think we can all agree with that. And even though I specifically stated in the video that A, I didn't have a problem with Crunchyroll, and B, I was only giving my critiques on like the actual winners, and this was nothing against Crunchyroll, and C, I was saying it so that I would hope that by next year they would have improved the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Maybe they'll take some of our advice on how to construct the actual awards show, and how to choose the nominees, and how to choose the winners, and, you know, make it a little bit more of a better experience for everybody, you know, kind of reduce the salt all around. But I just finished live streaming my reaction over on my Twitch, follow it if you haven't, and now I'm sitting here making a video, and oh my boys, it's still a load of shit! Now, before we jump into my thoughts on the nominees and the winners and everything about it, again, let me just clear this up for you guys. 1. I do not have a problem with Crunchyroll as a company. They have pushed forward a large amount of money over towards the anime industry, helping support the industry and its growth. And I have absolutely nothing wrong with that. If anything, it is something that is very commendable, and everybody in the anime community should be very proud of Crunchyroll for. 2. Yes, it is true that I did actually get invited by Crunchyroll to go to the Crunchyroll Anime Awards and present an award. The reason why I didn't, though, is because A, ever since the Crunchyroll Anime Awards video that I did last year, Crunchyroll has been very quiet with us for some reason. They don't really seem to like me, even though, again, I specified in the video that I didn't have a problem with Crunchyroll, but I guess, I don't know, they took that as a really salty thing and just, you know, was just like, fuck this guy, fuck him. And B, I didn't want to fly for 10 hours there and 10 hours back to present an award for 10 minutes at a really cringy awards show, so that's that. As you can see, I am going into this video very salty, very aggravated, because again, I just finished watching the whole thing, and but we have a lot to cover, so let's get right into it. Let's start off with Best Girl. Now, Best Girl last year was Rem from ReZero, if I remember correctly, and, you know, not many people had a problem with that. Rem is a great character, and it was pretty obvious that she was gonna win. But this year's Best Girl award was just a load of shit on top of a load of shit, if you ask me. The nominees were Akko from Little Witch Academia, Ochako from My Hero Academia, Moriko Morioka from Recovery of an MMO Junkie, Serval from Kemono Friends, Tsuyu from My Hero Academia, Chise from The Ancient Magus Bride. Now, already, the first layer of bullshit is that there are 2 nominees for the same goddamn series. I know that Crunchyroll were really pushing My Hero Academia because it was a massively popular series of this season, but guess what? The winner was somehow still wrong because they chose Ochako from My Hero Academia. They had Ochako and Tsuyu, and they still picked the wrong Best Girl. I don't know if the people who chose this knew about the huge explosion of Tsuyu fanfictions and Tsuyu doujins that came out after My Hero Academia kind of exploded and Tsuyu got a little bit more of a character arc within the show, but Tsuyu, on a grand scale of things, was way more of a popular girl. When people say Best Girl in My Hero Academia, the first answer I usually hear, at least, is Tsuyu, and not Ochako. Ochako is like one of those characters that, yeah, she's cute, there's no denying that, and she does develop a great character and story arc in the second season, but she's also still just like yeah, she's there, I guess. It's weird because technically speaking, she is the main girl of My Hero Academia, but she's also the girl that most people don't really care about concerning Best Girls. Kind of like how Amelia was the main girl of ReZero, but nobody really cared about her because everyone was all over Rem, even though I was with Beatrice, but we're not going to open those cans of worms again. My personal picks out of these nominees would have probably been Tsuyu, but because this was the My Hero Academia Awards rather than the Euro and Ice Awards from last year, I would have liked to have just seen Serval being picked, because Kemono Friends was like a really big kind of meme series that no one really cared about at first, but then by the end of it, everybody was fucking loving it. It was kind of like a cultural phenomenon, especially in Japan. I wouldn't have also minded Akko winning, because Akko is a very compelling character, especially in the TV series, although even in the Little Witch Academia universe, I still would have preferred Susie over anybody. Susie is definitely best girl in Little Witch Academia, so I'm not sure why Akko was chosen. I guess it's because she's the main character, but if you actually watch the series, then Susie is easily the best character. But at the end of it, I just don't really agree of putting two My Hero Academia girls within the same award. I think that puts everybody else at a disadvantage. If you were to pick at least one, they should have picked Tsuyu. I don't know why they decided to throw an Ochako in there either, because in all honesty, she's a pretty fucking boring character if you ask me. So I thought that was kind of unfair, and yet they still fucked it up, so well done, Crunchyroll. Alright, next we have Best Boy, and again, this was another load of shit. Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia, Kiriyama Dei from March Comes in Like a Lion, Kazuma from Konosuba, Deku from My Hero Academia, Fafnir from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and Yakumo from Showa Gendoku. Now again, why did they put two fucking nominees for My Hero Academia? That is so goddamn unfair. Again, if anything, just stick to Todoroki, because we all know that Todoroki's best boy. Spoiler alert, Todoroki won. What a surprise! We're only 2 awards in, and My Hero Academia's already taken 2 of the awards, so fucking fantastic. I would have liked to have seen Kazuma win, just for shits and giggles, because I think that would have been pretty funny. But I also am not very surprised by the fact that Todoroki won. If anything, compared to Deku, Todoroki is a fucking fantastic character. Now, a lot of people say that, oh, you know, it's just because of the whole yaoi community, or the BL loving community loving Todoroki and Bakugo together and all that kind of shit, but honestly, like, I don't think that's it at all. Like, yeah, there is a lot of it, but there's also a lot of that kind of stuff for everything else. Like, every series has that kind of thing, so I think we should leave the BL yaoi community alone for this one, because unlike last year, it's not their fault that My Hero Academia is winning everything. Todoroki didn't really shine in the first season, but definitely in the second season, with the fight with Deku. Not only was that fight fantastic, but also his, again, like, just character got developed so goddamn well. It gave us, like, the best tournament arc that we've ever had since Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. So I'm absolutely not hating on My Hero Academia, and I can totally understand why Todoroki won. But I also think, again, if they were to pick just My Hero Academia, they should have just stuck with Todoroki. I don't know why they had to throw Deku in there, considering Deku was already nominated for Best Hero. So, you know, I think you should just leave it with Todoroki. Yeah, Deku's cool and everything, but he's the main character. He's not really the best boy, if anything. So, Todoroki won. I have, like, a few complaints, but overall, not really surprised. Alright, next up we have Best Manga, and now this one I was actually really, I guess, interested about, because this is one of the few new awards that they decided to put in for this year's thing. Apparently they got a different set of judges to pick the nominees for this one, and you can clearly tell that the people who are responsible for the Best Manga nominees clearly understand the manga community and clearly understand the world of manga in 2017, because all of the manga that are listed on this best manga nominees, they're all fucking fantastic, and they're all really close. So the best manga nominees were Golden Kamui, My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, My Brother's Husband, In This Corner of the World, Showa Gendoku Rakugo Shinju, and Delicious in Dungeon. Now, I haven't read Golden Kamui and Showa Gendoku, but I've heard great things about the Showa Gendoku manga, and Golden Kamui looks fucking dope. Like, I had a quick look at it after I saw the nominations for the first time, and I'm like, wow, that looks really cool. I actually went out and read My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, My Brother's Husband, and Delicious in Dungeon. All 3 of those I hadn't heard of until I saw the nominees for this, and I read them, and they're all fucking amazing. The winner, though, was My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness, and I think that was very well deserved. Now, all of these manga are great in their own ways, but My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness is just one of those series that is really good at portraying a very common theme that a lot of people experience, but in a really interesting and unique way. The level of, like, exploration with things like anxiety, things like depression, things that we all experience, but thrown into a lesbian setting, which is something that you don't really hear often and does sound very compelling and interesting, and it turns out to be exactly that. I would have liked to have seen In This Corner of the World win as well though, because that manga, it was just great, and the movie was just so goddamn good. This is honestly the only one where I didn't have a problem with the nominees and the winner at all. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for the rest of these, so let's move on to the next one. Next up, we have Best Hero, and again, fuck. I wonder what's going to win. Maybe it's the one with the word hero in the goddamn title. The nominees were Deku from My Hero Academia, Gin Minowa from Yuki Yuna as a hero, Akko from Little Witch Academia, Kukuri from Magical Girl Guru Guru, Chise from The Ancient Magus Bride, and Nanachi from Made in Abyss. The winner, unsurprisingly, was Deku from My Hero Academia. Who would have fucking known? Now, one thing that I couldn't really understand about this whole Best Hero nominations was that, other than Deku, the winner, the rest of these aren't really heroes. Because, like, Gin Minowa, technically, yes, he is a hero, but I wouldn't classify him as the hero in the series. Akko, again, she's a witch, not really a hero. Kukuri, again, witch, not a hero. Chise, witch, not a hero. And Nanachi, yeah, I mean, like, Nanachi did some things in the series that were considered heroic, but I wouldn't be like, oh, she's the hero of Made in Abyss. Honestly, like, they should have just gone with the whole theme of the entire awards show and just listed 6 characters from My Hero Academia. But yeah, kind of saw this coming. Let's move on. Next up, we have Best Villain, and again, this was pretty goddamn obvious considering we have one series that is known as the hero anime. We can kind of relate that back to one with a villain. And the nominees were Stain from My Hero Academia, Tanya from the Saga of Tanya the Evil, Bone Druid from Made in Abyss, Catharphilus from The Ancient Magus Bride, Hiro from Inuyashiki, and Usagi from Juni Tensei. But whoa, wouldn't you know it, a massive upset. It was Stain from Boku no Hero Academia. I'm just kidding. It's fucking exactly what everybody thought it was gonna be. Yes, Stain is a cool villain. I will absolutely agree with that. But again, cut it out with the My Hero Academia, alright? It's going a little bit too far at this point. I was actually really interested that Tanya was on the nominees, even though I wasn't a massive fan of the Youjo Senki anime. I think the light novel is much, much better, so I'd read that if you like the anime. I wouldn't classify her really as like a villain. She is evil by nature, yes, but she is also the protagonist. I don't know if there's a word where you can say like, it's a protagonist, but she's antagonistic. A pro-antagonist, I guess. Is that even a word, Literary Bugs? Please tell me. Have you noticed, everybody? We have 5 nominees through, and 4 of them are My Hero Academia. You've learnt your lesson, Crunchyroll, I'm proud of you! But wait, there's more. Now we're on to Best Action, and the nominees for this were also, like, pretty bloody obvious. We have My Hero Academia Season 2, Land of the Lustrous, Blood Blockade Battlefront and Beyond, Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, ooh, Curveball, Attack on Titan Season 2, and Fate Apocrypha. And guess what? It was it was My Hero Academia, okay? It was My Hero Academia. We all know it was My Hero Academia. I'm really, like, annoyed at the fact that Crunchyroll has done this twice in a row, where they add Iron-Blooded Orphans as kind of a cushioning towards the elitists. We can't put all the mainstream stuff in there because then the hardcore fans are gonna get really annoyed that they didn't put in some fucking obscure series. So let's just say that just to show the elitists that we've seen a lot of anime and we know what we're talking about, let's just throw in a Gundam series in there because everyone likes Gundam, but not really. We don't care, but we know a lot of people care. So let's just throw it in to be like, yeah, we actually watched this. Don't worry about it. But then once again, it gets like a little bit of spotlight put on it, but among like the Crunchyroll like fans and like the followers of like Crunchyroll, Iron-Blooded Orphans just seems like that show that I guess a lot of people are really passionate about but isn't actually good, which is kind of true. But if you're gonna keep putting in Iron-Blooded Orphans and it's not even gonna have a chance of winning, don't even fucking bother. If the first option is My Hero Academia, it's obviously gonna go to My Hero Academia. Next up is Best Drama, and oh boy, you smell that? It's a fresh pile of bullshit waiting around the corner. The nominees were Showa Gendoku Rakugo Shinju Season 2, March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2, Made in Abyss, The Ancient Mage's Bride, Scum's Wish, and Aka, 13 Territory Inspection Department. Now, if you look at those nominees, you would think, oh, it's probably the really drama heavy and basically just full on drama series Showa Gendoku. Or maybe it's the equally depressing yet dramatic March Comes In Like a Lion. Or maybe they're gonna throw in a little bit of a curveball and make it Scum's Wish, which is more of a romantic drama or anything. But nope, guess what? The one that won, wouldn't you believe it, is the one that is probably the least drama heavy in this entire list, The Ancient Mage's Bride. I couldn't fucking believe The Ancient Mage's Bride snubbed this award away. Like, that was an upset. Upset as in, like, I was actually upset. Look, I haven't finished all of The Ancient Mage's Bride, but from what I understand about the series with what I have seen, The Ancient Mage's Bride is not so much of a drama as it is a horror aesthetic fantasy. It has some romance elements, it has some villains, there is a lot of love and dramatical scenes that happen within the show, but if we compare it to absolutely raw drama series like Showa Gendoku, March Comes In Like a Lion, Scum's Wish, that really flesh out these dramatic elements in a dramatic overtone, The Mage's Bride is nowhere near as dramatic as everything else. I can see why it won. The Ancient Mage's Bride was very, very popular last year, and I will admit it is a fantastic show, but if somebody told me, name a drama series from 2017, the first thing that pops into my mind will not be The Ancient Mage's Bride. Even Made in Abyss had more drama elements involved. Things like human drama, what it means to be human, the whole idea of exploring your own depths. Those elements were so much more fleshed out and so much more potent than in series like The Ancient Mage's Bride. I'm not saying that The Ancient Mage's Bride is a terrible series, I'm just saying that it's not a drama series, it's a fantasy horror. So I really don't understand how the fuck it won, especially over Showa Gendoku and March Comes In Like a Lion. Like, what? I don't have words, I'm just that fucking dumbfounded. Next up we have Best Comedy, and this one was really, really interesting. I was really rooting for two series in particular on this list, and luckily one of them won, but you know, I can understand why it won, but I would have liked to preferably have seen the other one win. The nominees were Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Mr. Osamatsu Season 2, Little Witch Academia, I wouldn't even count that as a comedy, but whatever, Konosuba Season 2, Gamers, and Tsurezure Children. Now, I was rooting for Kobayashi's Dragon Maid and Konosuba, because I think those two were fucking hilarious, and I would have liked to have seen Konosuba win, but unfortunately it got taken by Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. So I'm not too salty about Kobayashi's Dragon Maid winning, but if anything, I would classify Kobayashi's Dragon Maid as more of a slice of life than a comedy. Yes, it does have comedy elements, absolutely, but the whole overtone of Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is enveloped more in the slice of life genre rather than Konosuba, which is just 100% comedy. You may be arguing, but Joey, Konosuba doesn't have a comedy overtone either. It's set in an RPG world. It has a fantasy overtone over it. Yes, that is true, but the fantasy element of Konosuba is more for the sake of the setting. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid has elements of fantasy in it as well, if you think about it. I mean, when you think of dragons, the first thing you don't think of is a slice of life comedy. No, the first thing you think of is a fantasy, and it is a fantasy. It's not set in, say, an MMO world. It's set just in a real life world where the jokes come out as a result of looking at the slices of life of the different characters in the show. Whereas in Konosuba, the jokes are drawn out more from the setting and kind of satirizing the entire idea of the RPG world and things like MMORPGs getting stuck in an RPG world as a platform for their jokes rather than a whole jokes which are hidden underneath a slice of life element. I feel it's a problem of layering, so if you look at it deeper, technically speaking, Konosuba is more of a comedy series than Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. But again, just looking at the standard of jokes and the standard of how many laughs it got me, I think both are equally as hilarious. Like, they both have different styles of comedy, which I can appreciate on both fronts. So again, I'm not too upset that Konosuba got snuffed by Kobayashi's Dragon Maid in terms of comedy, but if we're looking at it just purely as which is more of a comedy series, I would have to say Konosuba is more of a comedy series. Concerning the other nominees, I didn't really give a shit, so let's move on. Now, the next one is the best slice of life, and oh my god, this is easily the happiest I ever was in this entire Crunchyroll Awards show this year. The nominees were Recovery of an MMO Junkie, Tsuki ga Kirei, Girls Last Tour, Kemono Friends, Sakura Quest, and Interviews with Monster Girls. Now, I think me and a lot of other people thought, just from how each of the winners are decided through the rest of the nominations, we all thought that MMO Junkie was probably going to win, just because it is way more, it's probably the most popular series out of this list of nominations. But wouldn't you know it, the actual winner was the one that I wanted to win, and I think absolutely deserved to win, Girls Last Tour. Dude, you cannot understand how fucking happy I was that Girls Last Tour won. I was like, fuck yes, finally, Crunchyroll Anime Awards, you did something correct! I'm not gonna go into why I love Girls Last Tour because I already did a whole video on that. Links in the description if you want to check it out. I was very surprised though that, again, as I mentioned in the last nominations, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid wasn't on there, considering it's more of a slice of life than a comedy, but maybe that's just me. Let's move on. Next up we have Best Continuing Series, and this entire award was a load of shit. I was like, what is the point of this award? The nominees were March Comes In Like a Lion, Iron-Blooded Orphans, Dragon Ball Super, Case Closed, All Out, and Naruto Shippuden. Isn't it kind of unfair to put series like Naruto Shippuden and Dragon Ball Super and Case Closed, you know, series that have technically been going on for like 10, 20 years, up against series like March Comes In Like a Lion and Iron-Blooded Orphans, which only have 2 seasons to its name. So the winner was, wouldn't you believe it, March Comes In Like a Lion. I was so fucking happy that March Comes In Like a Lion won, because that is such an incredibly beautiful and well written, well executed, well animated, just well put together anime that deserved so much recognition, and it finally got that recognition it deserved. But the way they presented this award was just I mean, let me just show you the footage. Check this out.
Winner.
What happened to Naruto?
Continuing series is
DBZ? It's DBS or Naruto. 100%.
March Comes In Like a Lion.
Oh! What?
Oh my god, that is just Crunchyroll Anime Awards in a nutshell, isn't it? Even if My Hero Academia didn't win, it still wins. But yeah, other than that technical and quite hilarious hiccup that happened on stream, I'm really happy that March Comes In Like a Lion won. I'm so happy that it beat Dragon Ball Super and Naruto Shippuden, because I was absolutely certain that Naruto Shippuden and Dragon Ball Super were going to win. So I'm really happy that March Comes In Like a Lion and just came in and was like, no, you don't need 600 episodes to make a really compelling and interesting series. You only need 2 seasons, so go watch March Comes In Like a Lion if you haven't. It's fucking awesome. Next up, we have Best Opening. Oh, here he comes. The poo-poo man is back for more bullshit. The nominees were Shadow and Truth from Aka, Here by Ancient Magus Bride, Shinzo Sasageo from Attack on Titan Season 2, Peace Sign from My Hero Academia Season 2, and The Other Side of the Wall by Princess Principal. Oh, and Imawa no Shinigami from Rakugo Shinju Season 2. And the winner was My Hero Academia. It's obvious, isn't it? Like, what else could it have been? I think Crunchyroll should start watching more of my boy Mother's Basement's What's in an OP episodes, because they clearly don't understand what the fuck a good opening in an anime is. Yeah, Peace Sign is pretty catchy. Like, I will admit, My Hero Academia has great openings, and this one is probably their best opening. But I don't know, where was Girls Last Tour opening with the dab? I think that would have been really funny to put in just for the sake of the meme. And I don't know, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid opening was also pretty goddamn catchy. I think the Kakegurui opening was fucking incredible. Like, that song was just really fun and just enjoyable to listen to. So there were some other great OPs that I think they could have put in there, but if I started listing off all the OPs that I think should have been in there, it would be like a 3-hour video. So My Hero Academia won, not fucking surprised. Let's move on. Next up we have Best Ending, and this scene you thought would seem like another bullshit, but luckily, let's look at the nominations. Step Up Love from Blood Blockade Battlefront, which I think should have won. Ishukan Communication from Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Kiramiku Hamabe from Land of Lustrous. Hikari Hikari from MMO Junkie, Behind from Just Because, Cuff and Air from March Comes in Like a Lion Season 2. Now, as I said, I think the Blood Blockade Battlefront ending should have won because not only is that song catchy, but those visuals are interesting and unique and fun to watch. But the actual winner was the ending to Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which I don't understand because I love the opening so much more, and yet, again, the opening wasn't even fucking nominated. But I mean, hey, I think we should just be happy that something other than My Hero Academia won for this one. So they're slowly learning their lesson. Good work, Crunchyroll. Next up, we have Best Animation, and this was another load of horse shit. Nominees were Land of the Lustrous, My Hero Academia Season 2, Little Witch Academia, March Comes in Like a Lion Season 2, A Silent Voice, and Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Now, I think you might have been able to figure out what was wrong with those nominees. Why the fuck is Silent Voice there? I think it's kind of unfair in a list of nominations which are all TV series to put in a fully featured anime film. And the fact, again, they put 2 Kyoto Animation stuff in there. I love Kobayashi's Dragon Maid and Silent Voice and everything Kyoto Animation does as well. I mean, all of them almost. But I also don't think it's fair to put 2 series from the same studio in a list of that kind of stuff. Also, I think Land of Lustrous, I don't think is another one that should be included in there, considering it's the only fully 3D animated film or series, so it's kind of in a totally separate ballpark, as we'll discuss later on in this video. But the winner, of course, was Too Many Awards Academia. Yay! I love as well, after they announced My Hero Academia in this, a certain person on the stream mentioned that Bone Studios are known for their Sakuga, and that they were like the first people and the best people to do Sakuga. What? Bone Studios did do a lot of great Sakuga in My Hero Academia, especially in the action scenes. But again, there already was a winner for Best Action, and that was also My Hero Academia. Kind of unfair, don't you think? Also, don't you dare utter the word Sakuga when in the same list of nominations, you have studios like Kyoto Animation and Trigger, who are known for their Sakuga. So yeah, that was a load of shit. Let's move on. Next up, we have Best Score, and this is, again, a new one that they brought on for this year, and the winners and nominations made a lot of sense. The nominees were Made in Abyss, Little Witch Academia, Land of the Lustrous, Ancient Magus Bride, Aka, 13 Territory, and Recreators. First time we saw Recreators. You know, Recreators wasn't in Best Action or anything like that. No, the first time in Best Score. And of course, it got outshined by Made in Abyss, but I'm honestly not too upset about that. Made in Abyss had an absolutely fantastic musical score to it that really added the dread and the drama throughout the entire series, so I have absolutely no problems with that. Alright, next up is another new award, which is Best Film, and the nominees for this were pretty interesting, but I think the winner, everybody saw it coming. The nominees were A Silent Voice, Your Name, In This Corner of the World, Girls on Panzer the Film, Kizumonogatari, Reiketsu Hen, and Fate's Day Night, Heaven's Feel 1. Now, we all know that at least 3 of these films were unfortunately snuffed from the Academy Awards this year, and we were all pretty upset about that, so it's good to see that finally these films are getting some recognition in an actual awards show, even though it may be cringy and stupid. The winner, unsurprisingly though, was Your Name. I mean, I really didn't want it to be the winner because I honestly don't think it's the best film out of these nominees, personally speaking, but I can absolutely understand why it did win. Look, I'm not saying that Your Name is a horrible film. In fact, I did a video when the film first came out, like the day it came out, I went to go watch it at the cinemas, and I made a video saying how much I absolutely loved this film. But personally speaking, I felt much more of a connection and engagement and just overall brilliance with the Silent Voice film. That manga was absolutely fantastic, and a lot of people say that the movie butchered the manga, which I actually don't really agree on. Yes, the ending was different and they cut out a few bits from the manga, but I think both manga and movie for A Silent Voice offered just 2 different, like, really positive qualities. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't cry watching Your Name. I know a lot of people did bawl their eyes out watching Your Name, but I think out of all of Shinkai Makoto's films, that wasn't his best film. I still think his best film is 5 centimeters per second, and I don't care what anybody fucking says. But A Silent Voice, that final scene in the Silent Voice movie, which was brand new to the movie, like that ending is not prevalent in the actual manga. That final scene in the silent voice made me cry like a motherfucking bitch. And just overall, it was just a much better, like, experience as a film. Like, I felt a deeper connection to A Silent Voice than I did with Your Name. But again, I can completely understand why Your Name won. Honestly, if Your Name wasn't on this list of nominees, the winner probably would have been A Silent Voice, but Your Name just took it away from A Silent Voice, and I'm really kind of sad about that. I did also appreciate, though, the fact that even in the nominees, they decided to put in the Kizumonogatari movie, even though I think the first film out of the Kizumonogatari trio films was the best. I also really enjoyed the third Kizumonogatari movie, as you can see from the posters behind me. So I'm really happy that they put the Kizumonogatari movie in there, at least for some recognition, but Your Name won. We all kind of saw it coming. Let's move on. Alright, we have a few more to go. Next one is Best CGI, which is another brand new award that they put in for this year's. And the winner was going to be pretty damn obvious, but the nominees were... The nominees were Land of the Lustrous, Kato the Right Answer, Recreators, Attack on Titan Season 2, Knights and Magic, and Inuyashiki. First of all, why the fuck did they put Knights and Magic in there? Who the fuck watched Knights and Magic? You might as well have put the fucking Berserk 2017 in there if you were gonna put that in. Of course, the winner was Land of Lustrous, which I don't think anybody has a problem with. Nobody's really complained about it. The CGI Land of the Lustrous was fucking impeccable. I feel, though, that if Land of Lustrous wasn't on this list, the winner would have been my personal favorite, Kato the Right Answer. I did a whole video on that as well. Unfortunately, I made that video before the series ended, and the series kind of ended pretty badly, so I'm pretty upset about that. But if you would like to see some great CGI anime, at least up until episode 10, Kato the Right Answer is a fucking brilliant anime. I really hope that CG anime in the future looks more and more like Land of Lustrous. I hope that one day we can get rid of this whole stigma of all 3D CG anime sucks and looks horrible, because Land of the Lustrous and Kato the Right Answer and a few more on this list kind of proved us wrong, that CG anime is getting better and is becoming a legitimate form of animation that belongs in the anime world. And I think that's a really fucking fantastic thing. So Land of Lustrous won, no complaints there. Let's move on to the final one. The final one, of course, being Anime of the Year. Now, this was the biggest upset. Like, holy shit, everybody was so hype. We have March Comes In Like a Lion Season 2, Made in Abyss, Land of the Lustrous, My Hero Academia Season 2, Descending Story Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju Season 2, and Little Witch Academia. Now, if you've been following along this entire video, then you would know, you'd have a pretty good idea of who's gonna win, right? And everybody was thinking that. I was saying it throughout the entire live stream. Everybody was saying it throughout the entire award ceremony, even way before, even when these first nominees first came out. Everybody was saying, yep, My Hero Academia is going to win. It's already taken home 6 awards already out of 17. It's basically won everything that the series has been nominated for. So it's going to do it. It's going to be Anime of the Year. This is going to solidify the Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2017 as the My Hero Academia Awards. But lo and behold, we all sat back and saw that the winner for the Anime of the Year 2017 was Made in Abyss. What? Everybody was so goddamn hyped, not just in the live stream, but also like at the awards show. Everyone was like, oh my fucking god, Made in Abyss did it! Because anybody with even the slightest taste of anime will know that Made in Abyss deserves it. Made in Abyss was not only a fantastic anime, but it was well written, well put together, lovable characters, fantastic animation, a fantastic score, which garnered itself the Best Score award. It was boundary pushing, it was interesting, and people really enjoyed it by the end of it. Like, I know of some friends who were absolutely fucking bawling their eyes out at that one particular scene that I won't say because I don't want to spoil it. It's Anime of the Year. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, please. But yeah, there you have it, guys. That is basically my thoughts on the Crunchyroll Anime Awards for this year. Now, overall, what did I think of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards? Well, I can definitely say with certainty that compared to last year's awards, this year's awards are so so much better. Like, Crunchyroll obviously understood and probably taken a lot of feedback from last year's awards and seen, you know, how they can change with the construction of the nominees, how they can change the construction of the awards, how they can change the, I guess, standards of each award and their separate nominees and whatnot. And, you know, this year's was definitely better. Just the fact that Made in Abyss won Anime of the Year and not My Hero Academia won. A lot of people on stream were saying, like, see, it's not rigged. See, they actually understand anime. But I still definitely see a lot of problems with the nominees, with certain nominees, and I think they do need to refine it a lot more and more. But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, this is just another awards show. I've never taken any of these awards shows seriously. I've never taken the Grammys seriously. I've never taken the Oscars seriously. And I'm not going to take this seriously because it's just a whole bunch of levels of wrong, if you ask me. But it is still, I think, a fantastic thing to watch. I think it's still a fantastic thing to exist. And it's going to be really difficult, I think, to really create an accurate anime awards. The Grammys have always been wrong, the Oscars have always been wrong, and there's always a level of favoritism and bias with every academy that decides all of these awards, and the Crunchyroll Anime Awards were exactly the same. Like, there was obviously some really blatant favorism and some blatant bias that was going on with certain series based on its popularity, based on what each of the judges liked, based on what would get the most amount of love and yays from the crowd if a certain series won a certain award. So yes, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards is still bullshit, but it's still a fun thing to exist. It was a really fun time, you know, live reacting to it on Twitch. And hey, Crunchyroll, you know what? You keep going, man. Like, you do your thing. You can keep providing us with that entertainment. Because I think we all know the biggest entertainment of the entire Crunchyroll Anime Awards was just the level of cringe that was going around from not only the technical issues that were happening, but like people on the orange carpet, not the red carpet, the orange carpet, which is, the name itself is just cringe as it is. You know, the presenters with their fucking horrible jokes were cringe as hell, and yeah. Just, it was really cool though seeing all my friends on stage, you know, on like a big show like that. So congratulations to all of you guys. Congratulations to everybody who, like, you know, did anything for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. It's a big feat. And there was a lot of people in that live stream too, so I'm pretty proud as a member of the anime community that we got that many people together to do something really cool. But that's gonna do it for this extremely way too long video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think any of those awards were justified? Do you think any of the nominees were justified? What do you think are some things that Crunchyroll did right this year compared to last year? And what are some things that what are some like legitimate criticism that you guys can give to Crunchyroll for next year's anime awards? Like, don't just say like, oh, it was shit. Like, give reasons, like give suggestions like I did, and give maybe some other suggestions that I didn't suggest in this video. And I want you guys to leave all that kind of stuff in the comments below. But yeah, wouldn't it be really cool if next year somebody else makes their own anime awards and maybe shows Crunchyroll how to do it? Anyways guys, thanks for watching. As always, like and favorite if you enjoyed, subscribe for more anime banner, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Johnny!